Available now. Link below.
Picture this, folks. A world where justice is nothing more than a political weapon wielded by corrupt prosecutors with a vendetta. And that's the reality we're facing as the scandalous case against former President Trump continues to unravel. DA Fanny Willis, once hailed as a champion of justice by some, now finds herself drowning in a sea of corruption, her credibility shredded by the very court she sought to manipulate. The stench of mendacity permeates the air as legal experts warn of major trouble that she faces, including potential challenges to her law license. But amidst the chaos, one truth remains crystal clear: Trump is innocent, a victim of political prosecution that has run its course. As we hurtle towards the 2024 election, America needs Trump more than ever to combat the corruption that has infected our judicial system. So stay tuned, because you don't want to miss my final thought on this explosive story. Now, as we navigate the turbulent legal landscape, let's take a moment to appreciate our sponsors who keep the truth flowing. Just like DA Willis' case against Trump, your heating bills are likely soaring to record highs this winter, but fear not, because tens of thousands of Americans are fighting back with this game-changing portable heater that can make any room toasty warm while sticking it to the greedy utility companies. Now, I'm using this mini heater right now, and the savings in the first month alone practically pay for itself. So don't let the corrupt system drain your wallet. Get warm now with me for a whopping 55% off and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Visit getwarmnow.com. Now, in a stunning turn of events, legal experts are sounding the alarm on the corruption scandal engulfing Fulton County District Attorney Fanny Willis and her tainted prosecution of former President Donald Trump. The once touted champion of justice now finds herself in the midst of a legal maelstrom, her credibility in tatters, and her professional future in jeopardy. And last Friday, she narrowly escaped disqualification from leading the case against Trump in Georgia, but not without scathing criticism from Fulton Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee. Now, the judge's decision to allow Willis to proceed hinged on the removal of her romantic partner, Nathan Wade, from the case. However, the damage to Willis' reputation and the integrity of the prosecution has already been done. Take a look at CNN forced to report.
I think the next few months are going to see a number of different institutions in Georgia reviewing Fanny Willis and Nathan Wade. The judge almost invited that too. He listed out all the institutions, including the Georgia State Bar. And I can't imagine that somebody won't take up that invitation. It just takes a group of lawyers to file an ethics complaint. Same thing happened to Bill Barr when he was U.S. Attorney General in summer of 2020. It can happen to Fanny Willis as a district attorney. And in the court's opinion, he also says that there's an odor of mendacity remains. And he refers to her testimony and refers to Nathan Wade's testimony.
An odor of mendacity.
That's the exact quote, an odor of mendacity. So that is an invitation to somebody to bring up an ethics charge.
To bring up an ethics charge on lying.
Yes.
Michael?
Well, I just want to correct Ryan there. The odor of mendacity quote, which is in that opinion and obviously left out at everybody. But if you read it closely, he's not referring to Fanny Willis's testimony. It comes right after he's talking about Terrence Bradley, who was supposed to be the star witness for the Trump lawyers. And he says you can't credit anything he had to say. He takes shots at Nathan Wade for misrepresenting on his interrogatories, but he never specifically says that Fanny Willis gave testimony that he does not believe or that was contradicted. But I just want to make one central point, or two central points here.
Okay,
very
hold on.
quickly.
Before you do that, I want to give Ryan a chance to respond, because he's pulled up the odor of mendacity.
Sorry to do this, but the paragraph begins, an odor of mendacity remains. The paragraph continues, reasonable questions about whether the district attorney and her hand-selected lead SADA testified untruthfully about the timing of the relationship further underpin the finding of an appearance of impropriety on their part. That's a direct reference to...
That's not a finding by him, and he does
but the point is that the odor,
testimony
the odor
of others,
mendacity is obviously a
hers.
reference to her.
I did not read it that way. I think it can be interpreted differently. But in any case, the really important thing here is that this case is going to go to trial.
That's what they want. Now, legal experts are suggesting that Willis could salvage both her case against Trump and her own career by stepping aside, given the scathing criticism leveled against her by Judge McAfee. While stopping short of finding Willis guilty of perjury or financial misconduct related to Wade, the judge made it clear that her actions were deeply troubling. In his ruling, McAfee alluded to an odor of mendacity surrounding Willis' testimony about her relationship with Wade, who was forced to resign in the wake of the judge's comments. Now, this case, which involves allegations of a conspiracy to influence the 2020 presidential election and includes 18 co-defendants, has been marred by controversy from the start. Despite the ruling allowing Willis to continue prosecuting the case, she now faces potential challenges to her law license from the State Bar of Georgia. While experts do not currently anticipate these challenges to be successful based on the available evidence, Willis could also find herself under scrutiny from other state regulators. Trial lawyer and Georgetown Law Center adjunct Professor Andrew George remarked that she survived today. She survived the opinion, but it's not going away. The scrutiny is only going to build because her presentation and Wade's presentation during the process were not convincing. If it were proven that she lied under oath, I think it would be grounds for disbarment. However, that would probably require more proof than currently exists, end quote. Now, the judge's odor of mendacity comments been interpreted by some, including New York University law professor Ryan Goodman, as an invitation for the filing of an ethics charge related to dishonesty. And Goodman stated on CNN he can't imagine somebody doesn't take up that invitation. It just takes a group of lawyers. Now, Georgia attorney Shandell Summer, who has experience as both the prosecutor and public defender, also told USA Today that she anticipates complaints to the bar against Willis due to the high-profile nature of the case. Quote, it's such a politically charged case, I don't think they're going to leave any stone unturned. That's what she noted, end quote. While the decision may not be a complete vindication for Trump and his co-defendants, it's clear that Willis has emerged from this order badly damaged, largely due to self-inflicted wounds. Her actions have not only cost her reviews by the U.S. House, but also by a new Georgia panel with the power to remove prosecutors who abuse their powers of their office. Additionally, Willis has now garnered a Republican opponent for the upcoming election later this year. As the case against Trump continues to unravel, it becomes increasingly apparent that this is not a pursuit of justice, but rather a politically motivated witch hunt designed to tarnish the former president's reputation and hinder his potential 2024 victory. The American people are growing weary of these baseless attacks on a man who has dedicated himself to serving this great nation, and that's a fact. In the face of this corruption and political persecution, it's more important than ever that we stand behind President Trump and recognize his innocence. The charade being perpetrated by Willis and her allies must be exposed for what it is, a desperate attempt to score political points at the expense of the truth and integrity of our judicial system. So as we look ahead to the 2024 election, it's clear America needs the leadership and vision of Donald Trump more than ever. He represents a beacon of hope in a landscape marred by corruption and deceit, and his unwavering commitment to the American people is precisely what we need to guide us through these turbulent times. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, friends, the case against DA Fanny Willis is a reminder of the corrupt forces that seek to undermine our justice system and destroy those who dare to stand up for what's right. As the Trump prosecution crumbles under the weight of Willis' scandalous behavior, we're left to wonder how deep this rot truly goes. One thing is certain. America needs leadership and integrity of President Trump now more than ever. He represents a bulwark against the tide of corruption that threatens to engulf our nation, and his unwavering commitment to the American people is a beacon of hope in these dark times. As we look ahead to 2024, let's rally behind the man who has sacrificed so much for our country, and let's work together to build a future free from the machinations of those who would seek to destroy us. That, my friends, is the true path to making America great again.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.